How do we sound?
You sound good.
All
Yeah,
right.
we fixed that already.
You want to count us in?
3, 2, 1.
Son of a bitch, we're back again.
Woo!
Necro Electric, welcome to another episode. I am Schonkenstein. This is my bride of Schonkenstein. And this is our crazy pistol packing engineer, Susana Lopez. What's our fucking theme today?
The theme today is day jobs.
Day jobs.
Day
Holy
jobs.
shit.
Everyone's got one. Everyone's had one.
Fuck
True,
a
true,
day
true.
job, dude.
Everyone's hated one.
True.
All right, let's get into some day jobs. You want me to kick it off, or who wants?
You can kick it off.
Well, everybody knows when I was like super little, I worked at my mom's restaurant, and I fucking bust tables and wash fucking dishes and steal shit, eat everything I could.
Desserts.
But then I got a car, and then my mom like tried to hold that shit over me.
Oh.
You know, like, oh, if you do this, I'll take away your car. You do this, I'll fire you from the
It's
restaurant.
a bargaining chip.
Yeah, dude. She put my job in the car always on the fucking...
Well, I'm confused. Did you buy the car or did she buy the car?
I bought the car.
So then why can she hang it over your head?
Because I was 16 and fucking... She was just power tripping.
All right. She's your mom. I get it.
So, but I was like, of course, I was like, well, fuck you and fuck the car. And, you know, I don't
I'll
need your
walk.
fucking job. I'll go get my own, right? So my first job outside of my mom's restaurant, I worked at a McDonald's inside of Walmart.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I forget they do
Wow.
have
Yeah.
those.
Bet you saw some cool stuff there.
No.
Dude, my
Well,
first
actually,
job
I
was
did.
McDonald's too.
Was
At
it?
16. I just thought
Really?
about that.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit. I mean,
McChicken.
I learned a bunch of shit that like you don't think about. Like McDonald's meat, like you like cook, you like it comes in these giant fucking waffle looking things, and you put a bunch on this thing, and then they shrink down to the McDonald's size, and then you
What?
pile them all on a tray, and you stick them in like this microwave thing until somebody orders some shit, and
Yeah.
you slap it together. But what I
Lovely.
used to do is because ours was managed by like an 18-year-old chick who didn't give a fuck. Like cell phones like had just started to really like become popular.
Yeah.
And she was just on her fucking T-Mobile like the
All
whole
the
fucking time, dude.
Clickety-clack.
And then my friends would come to McDonald's. They'd be all like high and fucking skating and shit.
Yeah.
And then they'd be like, "Let me get $1 cheeseburger," right? And there was a nerdy dude that ran the cash register, and he was like Mr. Rules. But he was like my age. You know, I was like, "Well, fuck you, dude. Like, who cares, dude? You make like $8 an hour,
Give
dude."
him a cheeseburger.
So they would order $1 cheeseburger, and then I would like peek my head around the thing, and I'd be like, "Oh, okay, I got this." And then I would like put like 20 patties on that shit, you know, and fucking wrap it up, and it would barely fit. They had like this chute
Oh my
that you had to
god.
like push it through to get it.
Oh,
You know, they
man.
could pack the order, and like yeah, it barely fit in the fucking tunnel.
Is this the Big Mac?
And he'd be like, "What is this?" Like, "Don't worry about it, bitch."
Oh
You
my
know?
god.
Yeah, my friends would come from, they were like baseball players or football players or whatever, and McDonald's was the thing to do in high
Yeah.
school, you know, and they'd go over and they're like, "Come on, hook us up." I'm like, "Okay." I'm all peer pressured, but nervous as hell because I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm stealing." Like, I'm like nervous, but I would like sneak in some chicken and more chicken nuggets, and then I'd be like, "Here, take it, run." And they're like, "Run." And they're all like, "Oh, she's so cool, man. She gives us food." I'm like, like, you know, I made it. I'm in the club.
What about you?
Oh gosh.
First job?
Yeah, what was your first job?
Well, I'm not going to count the grocery store one I told you about. But after that, it was Starbucks.
Oh yeah.
And it was, I mean, I ended up loving it, but I actually started during winter break. And it was inside of a mall. So it was like Christmas shopping season. And it was insanity. I mean, the
Hectic.
line was out the door the entire time. And I had no idea what the hell I was doing.
Damn.
And they literally like were just like, okay, so like here's a couple key pointers. This is what you do, and then they're like, the only way you're gonna really learn is just get on there,
3, 2,
get on the bar, start making coffee. So they'd throw me on there. I mean, I cried for like 2 weeks straight, and then I was good.
Yeah.
But it was pretty crazy.
It was intense. Yeah.
But I went through it.
Yeah, make you
The
stronger.
people get fucking gnarly with their coffees and shit.
Yeah, they
you
do.
know? Like, I ordered an espresso with 6 pumps of fucking whatever garbage.
There's only 5 in this.
Yeah. I
do
can
they
taste it. Eat a dick.
Yeah. Or people, I love like the people that come in like, I want a caramel frappuccino with extra caramel. And so, like, when they say extra caramel, you're supposed to put a bunch of the caramel sauce, like, all over the cup before you put the drink in.
So it looks like
So
there's
I'll do that. And then they're like, no, I said extra caramel. Like, I need an inch of caramel at the bottom.
Ooh.
Like, that is disgusting.
That's a lot of sugar, bruh.
That is so gross. But hey.
I was like remember I told you I worked at a shoe company that like worked inside
of
Kmart.
Oh, okay.
But
okay.
I wasn't governed by the rules of Kmart.
Yeah, where you left a customer
Yeah, I would just leave. I would just leave in general.
with the shoe.
I had a manager. He was like fat, and he just told me like, just clock us both in. I'm never gonna come in, except for to come and do payroll.
What?
You know, and that was basically it, right?
Wow.
He ordered shit from his like home computer, like inventory.
Yeah.
And then he would just come in and do the time clock.
Must be nice.
First
Yeah.
at-home job.
But I had two things that happened at that Kmart that were pretty funny. So I was like 17 or something, right? And I would get bored every once in a while because there'd be a district manager that would come around, you know, and Fat Mike would be like, you gotta stay there like the whole time. And I'd be like, all right, cool. And then I remember this one time there was like this really like nerdy girl, right? And I was like bored, and I was just like kicking shit around the shoe department, and like she was like kept looking at me. She was like sorting the clothes or whatever, and she wasn't like super pretty or anything, right? Just kind of nerdy, but I was like bored, so I was like flirting, you know.
Bored flirting. Been there.
And then like it went on for like a couple weeks, right? And I never like talked to her. You know what I mean? I just like flirted with her. And then one time I was in the back, and like you go into the back and there's our thing, and then if you go up these stairs there's Kmart's like storage thing. And the chick was like right there, and I had a girlfriend and stuff at the time, so I wasn't trying to like do anything. And I went up back there, and then she like flashed me her boobs.
What?
Tits when I went back there.
What
And then,
kind of flirting were you doing?
Some
I
Kmart
don't know, just
flirting.
like-
That's some heavy flirting. Jesus,
She's like-
I've never just
she's
been like, oh, this guy is into me.
Well, dude, because she was by the stairs and she wanted me to go up there because like if you go up there they had a bunch of stuff, and then there was like a archives room for files.
There was a lot of
And she's like, you want
tension
to go in the
brewing.
archive room? I guess that's where like the Kmart people like got down. And then I was just like, nah. And then I walked out.
You little
You're like, no, I'm loyal.
puss tease.
Yeah, it was a little weird. And then it got super awkward, right? So I was like the worst employee like ever, right? So I was like flirting with their nerdy employees and not letting them down, and then not showing up. And then the manager of Kmart fucking hated me. I can't remember his name, but I can remember his face like right now.
Jeez.
And one time I was actually cutting work again, and I was gonna go home, and I was walking by the jewelry counter, and there was an old lady, and she was cashing her till out for the day. So she would take her cash register out and then take the money, and she had these little straps, and she put it all in the bag, and you take it to the back. Well, she was like 120 fucking years old, and she opened the cash register, put it on the counter, and then kneeled down and was like doing something. And I saw this Mexican kid like hanging out by the thing, and I could see him like he was like looking at me, you know. And he was probably like maybe like 17, 18, right? But it's definitely smaller than me. And he was like contemplating, and I'm like, don't do it, dude. And then he fucking grabbed it, right?
The
And
whole
he-
thing?
Yeah, the whole black like thing you stick the money in. And the jewelry counter is like maybe 10 feet from the double doors to get outside of the building. And I see him book, right? And then I'm like,
Oh shit.
what do I do? You know,
Oh,
do I
yeah,
stop this
should I
guy
stop
or do I not? And then I'm like, fuck. And then I just sprinted, right? And I'm chasing him through the parking lot. And we had a security guard that was sitting by the door, but he was a big fat dude, right?
Of course.
And he like got up, but he was all fucking way slow. And then I'm running this kid down, and then he starts to turn his head to look back, right? Because he can hear my Converse. And then I'm like, fuck, I don't want this kid to see who I am, right? So I just took my elbow and like, got him right in the side of the head, and then just put his face right down to the fucking asphalt. And, like, asphalt was all gravelly, you know? And then I just fucking put my knee on the back of his head and waited for the fat guy to fucking run up.
He's like,
And then I didn't even think anything about it, right? The fat guy got him, and the fat guy had handcuffs, and not handcuffs, zip tie. And he zip tied his
Zip
hands.
ties?
Yeah, he had a big zip tie. And he zip tied
They
his
don't
hands.
give him handcuffs?
No.
security guard.
What the fuck?
And I was like, don't let this fucker see me, dude. And he zip tied him, and then I was just like, all right, well, whatever, later, dude.
Yeah.
And I just kept going. I just went home, and then I came into work the next day late, obviously, and there was the Reno whatever Channel 12 was there, and they're like, oh,
shit,
you
really?
yeah. And then they're like, hey, you stopped the guy from fucking stealing. It was like $1,200 that was in the till.
Oh my god.
And I got my picture in the paper. I got.
Oh no! So he knew who you were then.
Yeah, that part about it, didn't work. But yeah, Adam, I was living with Adam. He like came and saw. Fucking, I was in the newspaper. I did a little interview.
Cool, man.
And I'm like the shittiest guy. And then the Kmart manager had to give me a little certificate and that said like, we appreciate it.
Certificate?
Yeah, and he gave me a gift certificate on top of it. It was like $50.
Cool.
But he didn't, he knew I was a shitty employee.
Yeah.
And he didn't want to do it. But if you guys Google that shit, it's fucking.
Can you?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh my god, I'm Googling it.
The Reno newspaper is fucking, that shit's all online. It's like the Tri-Valley something.
Cool.
And look for the dude with fucking long ass black and white hair.
That's crazy, man. That's
I can't
cool.
say I've ever done anything that cool for my employers.
Yeah, well, I mean, I stole hella shit from that store, and I wasn't like,
allegedly.
Allegedly.
But for whatever reason, I was hero of the
Kmart
day.
out of business now. Like, do they even exist anymore?
No, the building's
right?
gone.
They're gone. Yeah. Okay.
We got time for a sponsor.
Yes, we do. This episode is brought to you by Dark and Jury Clothing. Dark and Jury is an edgy fashion and lifestyle brand that embraces great design and unsurpassed quality. Dark and Jury has quickly gained a following amongst fans of occult, horror, punk rock, heavy metal, and all-around free thinkers, and retailers worldwide without shoving a preachy, trendy, or political message down your throat. So buy the best, fuck the rest, darkandjuryclothing.com.
Yeah, take all the shit you bought from the mall and set it on fire.
I've had a lot of mall jobs.
Have you?
Yeah.
I think you worked at like Vans or something, right?
I worked at Journeys and Spencer's
didn't you
and Fox Racing.
You dated the manager?
At Journeys.
What's
Yeah.
Fox Racing?
It's like motocross company, but they also do apparel for men and women.
Oh, okay.
Fox,
That's
yeah.
cool.
They closed. It's since been closed.
It was kind of like a Zoomies, but for motocross.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it was all just Fox brand. It wasn't next. But
Ooh.
but yeah, my favorite job was probably Spencer's.
I
Because
bet.
every time we got new inventory in, they would let you open things and like play with them.
Cool.
So we got to like try all the toys and everything, not the sex toys. I know what you're thinking. I can
not
see
the
the light in
dildos.
your eyes. Just Oh, I did have someone try to return a fucking dildo though. A used one. It was a man.
Man? Oh shit.
Yeah. So I was like, not manager, the key holder at the time, and it was like close to closing time. This guy comes in holding like just a plastic grocery bag and something in it.
It's not even in the box.
No.
The fuck.
And I was like, okay,
been up his
whatever.
ass, dude.
And he
He's
comes
trying to
straight up
return
to the
it.
counter. He's like, I'd like to return this. I was like, okay, what is it? He's like,
It's my
a dildo. I was like, sorry, we don't return dildos, especially used ones. I'm guessing it's been used. He's like, but it didn't please my girlfriend. I'm like, no,
Like I
sorry,
said.
dude. Like,
His
get out.
His
Get out.
Fucking-
Yeah, it was probably the weirdest thing I've ever tried to have returned.
Jesus Christ.
It was gross.
Well, I had like some accidents happen at work where I just happened to be managing that day.
Uh-oh.
You know, it was at a pawn shop, and so
the pawn shop?
yeah, it was a pawn shop. So it was actually pretty fun to work there because you get to meet a lot of people and just
To
hustle.
fucking
all day.
haggle all day.
Yeah, haggle all day. Yeah. But in this particular day, that this manager wanted to like set up the rims for sale at close to the door. So he wanted to stack 3 and then put one on top like a donut, you know,
Yeah.
and be like, "Oh, look at the rims."
It's all fancy.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't know about that. It just seems like a hazard to me. But whatever. He goes, "No, look, it works." And he's like, "You know, it's sturdy." And I'm like, "All right." Lo and behold, here comes a little kid. She's probably 6 years old and somehow bumps into the rims, and somehow the rim just goes on top of her.
Oh no, is she okay?
Hard on her leg, like on her little leg, and all you hear was people screaming, the little girl screaming, and I'm like, no, why me? Why am I day? You know, and I'm like, damn it. So then I rush over there, and the mom's like all freaking out, and I'm like, calm down, you know, and like we're like trying to feel her leg, see if it's broken, like, ugh. But it was only like really badly bruised, and the mom was able to pull her fast enough to where all the pressure of the rim wouldn't really crush her whole leg.
Yeah.
But she got scratched up and bruised up, and she got some money.
Damn.
Yeah, man.
Did she
She
sue the
got some
pawn
money.
shop?
All I said was, here's the number for corporate. I am so sorry. My manager will be right with you. Can I get your number?
Oh man.
Wow.
Because at that point, it was our fault no matter what.
Yeah.
You know, we don't know. You know, they're like, the little girl's not strong enough to knock it over.
Yeah.
And who knows?
Damn.
That sucked. Are people stealing?
I became a manager. I worked when I was like 20 when we were playing shows a lot. Adam's stepdad got me a job at this place called ISR Solutions. Like it's like wiring these panels for security cameras.
Cool.
And I got to be the manager of the fucking place, strictly like by just a random chance.
Did he just not know you that well to give you a manager position?
He was like,
Well,
hey,
what
you can
happened
do
was
it.
like they'd make these things called SJBs. So there's a little microchip board and these little terminal blocks, right? And when I got hired, the guy's like, okay, there's like 6 connections. You just cut the wires, put them in, connect them to these 6 blocks, and it was just black wire, right? And I was looking at like the other dudes that worked there, and like one would be hella tight, one would be hella loose or whatever, right? I'm like, oh, that looks like shit, right? And then I ran out of black wire, and I'm like, hey, I'm out of this shit. And he's like, go. My manager at the time, Andy, was like, go into the cabinet. There's a bunch of other shit. And I opened it up, and there's like every color of the rainbow wire, right? Like the coating. I was like, oh fuck, look at this. I'm like, hey, because I was bored, you know. And I was like, can I just grab like 6 colors and just do my own thing? He's like, I don't give a shit. And I was like,
Oh, okay,
"Alright."
so they're all the same. Okay.
Yeah, so I grabbed all the wire, and then I started just like, because I was bored, I would just like route them like designs, you know?
Cool.
And then they would start going out, and then dudes were like, hey, these new boards with all the colors are awesome, because if something doesn't work, I can easily tell which one it is, opposed to these other fucking ones that are all fucked up, right? And so the owner of the company comes in, sits me and Andy down, and he's like, I want all the boards to look like these ones, how this guy Sean's doing them, you know? And Andy's like, well, you know, that's kind of just like a hassle, you know, to do it the way he's doing it. And then he's like, I'm not asking you, I'm telling you this and that, right?
Oh, okay.
And then they were like just talking and arguing, and then Andy was just having a bad day, and he had like because he rode a motorcycle, little rice rocket or whatever, and he had a black jacket on, and he like took his jacket off and like hit it on the ground and was just like, you know what, this is fucking bullshit, this is supposed to be my fucking shop, I run it how I want to run it, blah blah blah. And then the guy was like, you're fired.
Damn.
And then he threw like a big fit, and he like knocked a bunch of shit over, and then took off, right? It was just like middle fingers. And then I'm like, whoa, what the fuck happened, dude, you know?
Yeah.
And then he was like, guess what, you're manager, buddy, good job.
Sweet.
And I was like, all right, cool. And then the company like got really busy, and I was able to hire all my friends, my band members.
Wow.
There's a band called Sam Racina out of San Jose. Paul fucking hired Paul, the guitar player. And then we used to just crank death metal and play. And we, you know, and all the musicians are like, you know, we all got ADD, so they all worked really well, like doing the same shit that I was doing, you know.
Yeah.
And then my boss like gave us a bigger shop, and like because we were annoying all the rest of the office with the music, they like soundproofed the whole fucking thing.
That's
Cool,
awesome.
man.
Yeah, it was probably one of my like
Best
happiest jobs. Just working with all my homies and doing stuff. But then the .coms fell, and they had like a bunch of money invested in all the .coms, and then the fucking company went.
That's
But it was fun though.
That's cool, man. That's a cool story. It's cool when you get to work with your friends and they're actually productive.
Yeah.
You know, they're not like actually keeping you from work.
I mean, I've been burnt by friends a million times. My buddy, when we were playing shows, in between shows, I used to work at a place called Tool Tech.
Tool Tech.
It was just repairing like fucking construction equipment, generators. You know, remember I told you that whole story with the guy where I put the chalk in his eye and shit.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was working at that place, and Greg Shepard, my guitar player, he like lost his job, and I'm like, dude, come get a job at Tool Tech. And they had this big ass fucking diesel truck, and you used to load all the equipment on it, and then it would drive around and drop off to all these different companies. And I used to do the route every once in a while. And then my boss was like, hey, it's your buddy. You go show him the route. Greg drives. I was like, all right, cool. So me and Greg are fucking driving. And we go to this plumbing company and pull in. And there's a car parked on the street, like this way, like just by the edge. And we pull into the driveway. And I told Greg, you know, I'm like, always turn around and look, dude. You know, because it's like 20-something foot bed. So your perception is like off.
Right, yeah.
And Greg's like, I got this shit. And he fucking floors it backwards. And we just annihilate this fucking guy's car.
The guy that lived there?
No. This is the plumbing company. So it's like a main street. And then right by the driveway, there's just this guy who works at the company parked his car on the street. And we pulled in.
Greg was fired.
And then I'm like, dude, look behind you. He's like, I got this. And then went, goo. And this is just a massive truck. So it just annihilated this fucking car. And then it made no damage to the truck. You know, but his car was like fucking a Pringles can, just fucking smashed.
Oh my god.
And then
I just
it was
bought
like one of our big accounts too, you know. And then when we get back, my boss had taken a dummy from the showroom because they had these like dummies wearing construction clothing that they sold, and he put a noose around it and fucking hung it on the forklift and raised it up, and then broke Greg on it.
That's a little dramatic.
Oh my god.
Well, because he had to buy that guy a car.
Damn, right?
Like I said, that was one of our major accounts, you know, and that was one of the employees, and he didn't want like them to call the insurance or anything. So Cliff, he just straight up, sorry Cliff, just straight up bought that guy a new
20
car.
grand.
Yeah.
So another Greg story. Did you guys ever fuck up hardcore at work?
Did we ever what?
Fuck something up like that, hardcore?
No.
No?
No. Well,
A couple of church girls, dude.
man, I always needed my jobs, you know, like that. So I never wanted to mess up. Like I just didn't have the balls to do something crazy.
What can you mess up in a mall retail job?
That too, you know.
I'm sure I can mess something up.
I was always like paranoid. I just want to get in, get out, and do the right thing. You know, maybe the worst thing I could do was like argue with some customers that I just like, you know what, motherfucker, I don't need this job today. You know, but other than that, I think everything's been chill.
Yeah, I'm not good with customer service either.
That would test you.
I'm good. I'm great with customer service. I really am.
I enjoy it until you don't. You know, there's always one or two. Anyway.
We got time for another sponsor.
Yes. This episode is also brought to you by Mod Ministry. Mod Ministry merch creates for the edgy woman, the kind of woman who works hard but plays much harder, who embraces femininity but tests the societal limits. We are not for the faint of heart. We are bold. We are beautiful. Check out the Mod Ministry Etsy page for handmade harness lingerie. 5-star rated seller since 2014.
Boom. Strap that shit on.
When you guys are watching this, we will have done the Eastside Market last weekend. So go check out our page and see how it went.
We're going to do a whole episode from the market.
Then that'll be the week after this.
Yep.
Nice.
What other stories we got? That same company, Tool Tech. I remember we wanted to go to LA for like a week or two. Like just do a Southern California run for music. And my boss was like, oh, I don't have the manpower. Like, you need to stay and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, just thinking about quitting. And then he called me in his office and he was like, hey, I'll let you go if you do me a favor. And I'm like, all right, what is the favor? And we got a government contract, like a bid for like a bunch of fucking expensive ass construction tools. He's like, I just need you to make one delivery and pull it off with no problems and you can go. And I was like, okay.
Sounds fishy, man.
Yeah, it was super fishy, right?
scared.
I'm like, where's this delivery? And he goes, Hunters Point in San Francisco.
Fuck that.
Which is what? Bad area? A good area?
It's like the
like
fucking,
if you have a death wish, you go there.
Oh no.
yeah, Hunters Point's like, it's like worse than the ghetto.
If you
right?
don't belong there, like, you should not be there.
Yeah.
But why would he send Jimmy? You weren't a delivery guy. You were a fixer guy.
Well, because I'm 6'4" and covered in tattoos.
Taking advantage of you.
And he knows that I had guns and shit, and I'm a little crazier than most employees, you know? So he was like, if you do it, you can go. And then I also got no overtime, because every day we worked like an hour overtime or whatever. He's like, no overtime, but when I'm gone, I still get my paycheck.
Okay, cool.
You know, which was
Yeah.
cool. But so he's like, but you know, wear a wife beater. You need to fit in. You know, like I would bring a weapon with you. You know, because I went there with like $40,000-$50,000 worth of equipment.
Damn.
And then that big ass truck Greg ran cars over with.
End up at my pawn shop with all that.
Dude. And then he's like, all you got to do is just, there's a big construction site at the bottom of the hill. You just got to pull in there. You got to find this dude. And that was the fucking scary part, right? So I have to leave the truck.
Oh no.
And I have to find my contact, and then I have to watch the truck until it's all unloaded. And I drove down there. I'm wearing my fucking beanie. My hair's like halfway down my fucking back, right?
Looking like a hooligan.
I got my
He's
I
like,
got my
got
9 like under my fucking. I brought my hoodie with me, and then I'm there, and right when I get out, like everybody, because it's all these tiny apartments, because it's all free.
Oh, okay.
Subsidized
like Section
housing.
8 or something?
Yeah, but
Okay.
like even worse, because it's like meant for like people coming out of rehab that have families. You know what I mean? Like that's what this project was. But man, I got out of that fucking truck and just everybody, dude.
Looking at you.
Yeah, everybody looking at me, fucking hella homies, dude, just all around the truck. You know, like, what you got? What you got? You know, I'm like, don't worry about it. You know? And then,
Poop. I got poop.
but I did get lucky though, and the dude that, because I had his contact number, so I called that motherfucker like 5 times.
Good.
As I was coming down.
Be outside.
Yeah, that's what I told him. I'm like, be outside, dude, because like I'm gonna fucking open the back of this bitch and just drive off, dude, and let it go in the streets. It's on you. And but yeah, it was pretty crazy though when I got out and we just saw how many people just came out like zombies. It was weird.
Yeah.
Who's here?
But I
Sounds
pulled it
pretty
off.
intense.
Sounds like everybody knows each other, so basically, you know.
And they know what's happening. They know that they're building shit and expensive shit's coming in and out.
Yeah.
You know? But luckily, I looked freaky enough, or at least
intimidating enough.
Dangerous enough that
nobody
wanted to take a chance. So I got lucky on that one.
Oh, God.
Then I got to go to LA and fucking play some shows.
Man, so like, I just need you to risk your life real quick, and then you can go. How about that?
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like, okay.
Well, because he had done it once before. My boss, like in the late '90s or something, he did some kind of thing, and he got held at gunpoint.
Oh fuck.
And he didn't even have that much of stuff before. He just had.
So he was like, "No, I'm not going back."
Yeah, and his wife didn't
You're
want him
going.
to go.
Yeah.
There was a husband-wife combo.
Damn.
Yeah. So, but you know, when in doubt,
crazy.
call me up.
No, don't. He has a family now.
Yeah, you can't call him anymore.
No more.
Don't call me. I don't know you.
We got some time for life in the comment section.
Yes. We got a comment from Fruitle Yupit2 from YouTube. Laugh out loud. Great episode. Smiley face. I've been really down lately, and this definitely lifted my mood this morning. Heart.
Nice. We're glad we can flip that frown upside down.
Leaving a positive footprint.
Yeah, she's one of our Patreons, and she's
Thank
a
you.
big supporter of the show.
Yeah.
You know.
Thanks for all your comments and stuff.
It'd be amazing to meet you. Woo! Oh my God, I'm living a live event.
If you're in Waco on August 18th, well, actually, this is
It would have passed by
it would have
now.
passed by
Yeah.
now.
Or
If you
another
were in
one.
Waco, you could have kicked it with this.
All right, so we have another one from YouTube, from Double Down 1. He says, here's my 2 fucked up roommate stories. 1, I had a roommate who pissed in ice trays and would freeze them in the freezer. That's disgusting.
That's
was he just
funny.
like hoping someone would think it was ice and not notice that it was yellow?
That's funny.
Pina
That's gross.
eyes.
Sounds like something like you and your fucking...
Oh yeah.
Crazy friends.
All right, 2, had another roommate who took a shit in the water tank for the toilet. Every time you flush, brown water will fill the toilet bowl.
That's a bit much though.
That's just what do they call that? Upper decker, right?
Yeah.
That's disgusting. Nasty motherfuckers will never ever live with any roommates ever again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know where you're finding these
Agreed.
people, but
Like, how do you do that? I guess he was drunk, or
no, it was on
Something-
purpose.
oh,
Just pop the top off.
Yeah.
and-
Sure, he was probably totally sober and just like, I'm
that
just
is
gonna
so gross.
poop in the top of this toilet here.
Dude, human beings in general can be fucking gross as
Yes.
shit.
Yeah.
I remember I went to this house one time, and the father of this house who owned it, he had a turkey that had been sitting out. Like Thanksgiving was like 3 days after
okay.
like, when I
Gross.
came,
Yeah, yeah.
and it was just chilling on the fucking counter. And I remember looking at it, and I'm like, oh, that's so fucking gross, dude. Why haven't you guys thrown this shit away?
Yeah.
And I remember he came over and he cut a fucking piece out and he put it in the microwave and then he ate it. And I was like, yo, you're gonna get sick as fuck. And he's like, no, the microwave kills all the germs, man.
Oh yeah. That's some good logic.
Yeah, and I was just like, fuck, that's so
I'm
gross,
sorry,
dude.
what?
And then you've seen like some of our roommates before with all
Oh yeah.
just fucking cigarettes and filth, fucking,
Yeah.
you know, just fucking gnarly shit.
Yeah.
All right.
No roommates. No, thank you.
Does Diego have any weird, crazy habits? You gonna call him out on?
Like,
him
I
out.
think it's the same one that every man has that has facial hair.
Oh,
That
yeah,
drives
just-
me nuts.
Uh-huh.
I'm like,
Speaking of
clean
which,
it.
I
Yeah.
trimmed
Clean
that
it.
shit up right before I came.
Yeah.
So
I mean, he really tries to clean it, but somehow, you know, he's not as meticulous as I am cleaning
Yeah.
the sink because I can find every damn hair that he
Uh-huh.
didn't find. I'm just like, ah.
well, that's the other thing too. Is like
Yeah.
I'll take like a rag and like, give it a once over. But
You will?
Yeah.
It does not look like you do
was like
any type of
Wolverine
one.
was
She'll,
just
she'll be
here.
like, "What is this? I thought you were gonna clean this up." You know, it's like one random fucking hair.
No, that is so not true. I will take a picture and I will post it on fucking Instagram right
Don't,
now.
no, it's gross. Like a Wolverine was here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, him and my dog. The dog sheds so damn much, I get so tired of it.
Yeah.
But I love him.
Yeah. Day jobs. Let us know what your day job is, or your first job, or best, worst day job.
Yeah.
Let us know.
You ever done anything crazy?
Oh yeah, and people keep telling me that the mics are hot. And the mics aren't hot. It's just what you're hearing is our air conditioner.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's still hot as fuck in here, so
Yeah.
we're not turning that shit off.
on the
Yeah.
other side of that wall is like 110 degrees of Texas fucking heat. So you guys are gonna have to deal with a little bit of air noise for a bit.
Yeah.
We sweat for you, my dears. For you.
Any shout outs?
Shout out to the fam. Shout out to all the followers. Shout out to people we talk to, meet. Love y'all.
Shout out to all my bandmates. Shout out to my wife and child and our pups. Shout out to Eastside Market. We're looking for, well, actually, by the time you see this, we've already done it. Watch our episode. And Monster sponsor us already. Fuck.
Yeah, Monster. Gosh. Shout out to Brotherwell Brewing, who is holding Eastside Market, or has held Eastside Market.
Nice.
And shout out to Sarah on Instagram. She's at Big Mouth Strikes Again. She helped me at Eastside Market.
Nice.
What up, Sarah?
Yeah.
And be sure to like and subscribe all of our videos and our channel. It helps us out.
Yes, subscribe now. Do it.
And we'll see you next time. Later.